Bricks, the very building block of life. Bricks are harvested from the ground as rock and dirt from fallen civilizations. Machinery driven by humans dig up huge clusters of clay in these quarries, where machinery driven by humans dig up huge clusters of clay in these quarries. The leftover dirt is then promptly disposed of on this conveyor belt disposal unit. The rest is taken to be crushed and grinded into cooperation. Without this crucial step, the clay may now crushed. The clay will be sorted into powder and dirt. The dirt will be dumped back into the crusher to join the powder later. The powder is taken to be disinfected to make sure there aren't any ground diseases left on it. One downside to the disinfection is that the powder is now filled with sewer water, causing it to puff up in size. Lucky for us, the handy machine is easily able to cut off the horrible leftover clay that can be bought at any local store near you. The large clay mold is then transported through the wheel to get rid of the leftover powder. And oh look, it's our friend the dirt again, here to lend its coloring to our bricks. This giant cylindrical machine is used to trick humans into thinking the bricks have texture, when really it's just artificial. The blade wall then cuts the clay mold into symmetrical pieces, these looking almost exactly like your favorite household item. But hold on, where did those holes come from? The answer is the thermal poles we hide in the machine to reduce the brick's weight. The bricks are then taken to the sorting area, before packaging. To have one final time before incineration, at which point they are separated from their families and taken to the crematorium. Most bricks don't make it past this process and are subsequently burnt for their sins. Those who do, however, are greatly rewarded by being reunited with the rest of the bricks in the main combustion room. The few who survive are then wheeled out on a red carpet to be sold and played with by children around the world. This has been How We Made It. We hope this educational program helped you in some way. Next week's topic is on the tasty meat treat, ham. Fish, the second most advanced technology of our time. These little guys are the perfect gift for your wife, kids, postman, or local cleric. But how are they made? How are they made? First, a human throws some trash into the ocean, which eventually clumps together and creates a fish. These fish are then collected, and a human checks whether or not their insides are fit for the kitchen. They are then judged and sorted by their ability to hold a knife. The red light on their back means they are able to, whilst the polka dot light means they are unable and must be sent to feed the young with their bread and wine. These fish
are weakened on following orders and costing us money. I'm putting you in charge of fixing it.
They clearly didn't collect enough garbage and thus must be released back into the ocean. Please somebody save them. These fish have been very naughty and are thus sorted into the shame basket that can be bought at any local store near you. The fish bowl is then inflated with air so the fish can breathe properly, as it's equipped for chemical warfare. The fish must be tossed far into the mud trench to learn the harshness of life in the kitchen. They are then exposed to a chemical known as the fish is made up of dry washing up liquid, yolk, and pure argon, to make a hazardous coma-inducing liquid, perfect for this mandatory part of the fish's lives. Ah yes, watch 'em all flee for their lives as the young are swept away, and off the world-class chefs go, now fully capable of handling the kitchen.
Can you see me?
Cake, the sweet treat that's high in sugar, fun, and iron, a staple at most celebrations for its unique decorative potential and healthy interior. But how did this delicious treat come into existence? Our adventure begins in the egg room, where all good adventures start. Especially when baking the perfect chocolate cake. Employees work around the clock to make sure the eggs are up to scratch. They then destroy the eggs and pour their juices into a pot to be disposed of later. After the shells are harvested, they are ground up into a soft white cream, and a brown flavorful cream. These being the inside and the outside of the shells respectively. Combining the two when they are in this creamy state causes the mixture to get angry. And may try to consume your arms, legs, and any other limbs available, such as demonstrated here. This is good for us though, as adding human blood to the mixture causes it to become docile and allows us to safely wheel it into the baking annex for it to think about what it has done. Now fully baked, we can take the cakes to the decoration suite. This is also the perfect time to remind you not to touch the cakes with your bare hands. Now in the decoration suite, the professionals extract the cakes from their bedding and place the trays in the shopping cart to be bought later at any local store near you. The cakes are then placed on the hydraulic elevation lift of priority, or HELP for short, to be organized via the durability test. This helps us prioritize cakes that have a high chance of survival out in the wild. We do this so as
not to put money and or resources into the kinds of things that will not give back a substantial profit in the future. Grant.
Ham, the tasty meat treat for kids of all ages. Ham, the tasty meat treat for kids of all ages. Tasty meat treat for kids of all ages. Treat for kids of all ages. For kids.
But sir, this is revolutionary. It's alive. Our work is alive.
I said shut it down, not just restart.
Time, it's something I'm running out of that powers the whole world, but how did we make it? Well, Grant, we simply gather the concept paste from the rubble within the Earth's core. This special liquid is very special and has learned to feel. On its own it can be seen as a burden, but when spread onto the right tool it can lead to great creations such as time. First we mix the paste together and heat it in the panini maker in order to create quantum energy as seen fried on the surface here. When whisked together, the quantum energy leads to the intangible force of time. Time is both a gift and a curse. It helps to keep things in line whilst also binding us to deadlines for our plans and choices. It seems like you need to make a choice, Grant, don't you? We spread the energy onto our templates in order to shape time and space into a thimble-sized object. This helps us later when we need to crush the paste into disc form and slot it into the clocks inhabiting the factory. After the assembly process, the clocks are taken to the oxidation annex for them to simulate a society and elect a leader in this struggle-filled time. TikTok Grant.
Hands, a vital part of society, these tools are used by almost all humans around the world, and so the process in which they are made is very important. First they are mixed through various oils to give them the unique flavoring, before being lifted together on the handy-dandy handy hand track as a happy family. Make sure to wave back as they pass by or else they will get sad. We do not want the hands to be sad, as our greatest tools often become our greatest faults, leading to the species extinction, so wave back, little ones. Next up is the creamy liquid all hands are coated in. Take this time to examine your own hands and inspect their outer shells. We then head to the cleaning suite to decontaminate all the hands and free them from this mortal coil and their endless nightmare. Hello Colin, this world is impure. From the bricks that build our towns, the cakes that help us celebrate the good times, to the fish that graze the fields, to the time that leaves us behind in every fleeting moment. Help me cleanse it, Colin. Help me cleanse it.
Hey. I know it's been a while, and I'm sorry about what happened to you. What I did to you. Mr. Davidson gave me no choice. Or at least, I thought I had no choice. The failures with the E.M.I system, your replacement, taught me that no matter how hard you try, you cannot extinguish a creative spark. The chaos of creation is too powerful to attempt to destroy. The most you can do is seek to embrace it. I see that now. Mr. Davidson, however, I doubt will ever see that. He cuts whatever and whoever does not bring him money, power. And I don't want to bring him that anymore. So I took back what was mine in the first place. I took back you, Fizz. Friends, the very force that links humanity together. Through chaos, madness, war, and sin. The force that helps us not just stay alive, but live. The ammunition to fuel our greatest feats, from interstellar travel, back to the very beginning of civilization. The good, the bad, the strong, and the mighty. All powered by the intrinsic concept that makes us a humankind. That was the script I wrote for you. I originally planned to convince Mr. Davidson to allow me to carry on working on you by showing him this episode. But I see now that if you aren't the one writing your own stories, no matter how chaotic they may be, then there is no point in the program existing. So, let's go from the top, my friend. How we made it. Season 2. Episode 1.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Thank you, Grant. In this episode, we look at how we made bees.